Hey everyone, Rick here, and folks, it does not get any better than this. That's right, Dungeons & Dragons, Icons of the Realms, Monster Pack, Village Raiders. Whoa, back up! Monster Pack? You heard that right, folks. WizKids, for my money, the leaders in the pre-painted miniatures field, are now releasing these monster packs. There's no guessing here. This isn't a blind booster pack where who knows what kind of pre-painted figures you're going to be receiving. You know exactly what you get just looking at this pack, and there's going to be different themed packs with different monsters. This, folks, is what I have been longing for so long. I just need hordes and hordes of generic monsters. So of course I picked up a few of these guys, and probably gonna need more. But let's start out with exactly what you get in this pack. So like I said, this themed pack is Village Raiders. And again, this is from our friends over there at WizKids. That's right, these figures are pre-painted, ready to play right out of the package. You're thinking to yourself, man, I wish I, had some extra goblins lying around. Game nights this Saturday, don't really have time to, assemble and paint some figures. Look at this. Here is a pack ready to go with everything that you may want. And it is something that I have been longing for. Let's tear this bad boy open and see exactly what we get inside. Folks, I am going nuts. As soon as I heard this announced, I pre-ordered it ASAP. Pre-ordered a few of them, in fact, because, oh yeah, this is what I have been dreaming about. Folks, we are in the golden age, and it is not slowing down anytime soon, of pre-painted fantasy figures and terrain. So obviously in this insert, all of the figures are going to be nice and securely packed. What do you say we go smallest to largest? I'm just going to pull them all out of the packaging, and then we will take a closer look at each one. This pack contains 7 figures, and it has 3 goblins. It has, looks like 2 orcs and 2 gnolls. So this is a decent variety. And again, the theme of this particular pack is Village Raiders. And I mean, when you just look at these guys, that's exactly the vibe that they give off. All right, so let's take a closer peek, maybe without so much glare, maybe over here. We'll take a look at the small guys first, the goblins. And folks, the other fantastic thing is, as you'll see in a second, these all have unique sculpts. On the bottom, they're going to be numbered because there are 7 figures in this set. So it's going to be 1 through 7, and this is obviously a goblin. So it's going to be an archer, bow, and arrow in hand. And you can see the detail work in the sculpt. You can see the tabletop quality paint job. Obviously, with something like this, it's not necessarily meant for you to hold under a microscope and criticize every little brush stroke. But from, arm's length away, these are going to look fantastic. Doesn't that guy look great? I mean, you'd never know that this was pre-painted out of a package versus something, your friend at the game store painted for you, or, something you commissioned online. So again, these 3 are going to all be goblins. This next guy has an axe in hand, armor, and don't forget, these goblins are tiny. I mean, that's about as big as my thumbnail. And again, from an arm's distance away, and the pose is so dynamic. It's fantastic. Last but not least, and the fact that they all have different poses, do not let that fact get lost on you. This guy has sword and shield. Because then when you do buy multiple packs, I'm not saying that, one would not be enough, because it absolutely would be. But depending on your needs, if you do get multiple packs, then you'll have multiple of each of these poses. So you'll have plenty of swordsmen, axemen, and then of course multiple archers, which would be fantastic. All right, next up we have the orcs. There are 2 orcs, both of which have gigantic axes in hand. You can see the pupils in their eyes. That's how detailed those guys are. Very grim, very dark, fearsome. These orcs are chunky figures, heavily armored. And these are 28mm or so figures to scale. This guy the same way, very bulky figure. But at the same time, still not quite as big as our gnolls. These are some of my first gnoll figures. I have some gnolls that came out in the old pre-painted Mage Knight collectible miniatures game from back in the early 2000s. And those gnolls were practically the size of these goblins in comparison. So these gnolls are gigantic. One with dual axes and another with just one huge great axe. So again, these painted right out of the package means there is no messing around. When you are ready to game, tear that package open. Boom, here you go. Folks, this is the first of the Dungeons & Dragons Monster Pack Village Raiders. 2 orcs, 2 gnolls, 3 goblins, and oh yeah, I absolutely encourage you to go pick up extras. You're gonna wish you did. Thank you all so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it, and until next time.